Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cozy Quilt Cinema. Usually, this is where we wrap ourselves in the comfort of stories, the safety of the screen, and the warmth of our community. But today, our hearts are heavy, and we need to talk about a reality that no quilt can cover up. As we move into 2026, we are looking back at the deadliest year for ICE in over 2 decades. In 2025 alone, 32 people died in ICE custody. 32 lives that were more than just files or numbers. They were people like Huabing Shea and Brian Rayo Garzon. People who came here seeking safety, only to find neglect and, ultimately, their end. Or, on New Year's Eve, Keith Porter, a black man who was confronted by an ICE agent, untrained in police procedure, and who had no authority as a police officer.
Most recently, we are reeling from the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis. A mother and a poet, Renee was shot and killed by an ICE agent while in her car with her wife in the passenger seat. While some might call these incidents or attempt to justify them, we at this podcast have a different word for them. When state power is used to take the life of an unarmed person, or when medical neglect leads to a preventable death behind bars, we believe these are murders.
At Cozy Quilt Cinema, we believe that true coziness and community safety cannot exist while our neighbors are being hunted and killed with callous disregard. We feel strongly that the agents involved in these killings must be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Accountability cannot be a suggestion. It must be a requirement. We stand with the families demanding justice, and we refuse to look away, because a story isn't over until the truth is told and justice is served.
Please look in our show notes for the links to ways that you can help.
Thank you for listening, for caring, and for standing with us. Now let's get into today's episode.
Welcome, all you Egyptomaniacs and fans of the Renaissance. Welcome to another episode of Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth. Every week, we snuggle up on the couch and we watch a movie. Then we share that experience with you, tracing the emotional thread from our first watch to how it resonates with us today. So grab your coziest blanket, because we're settling in for a movie that we both really love.
We do. We are going to discuss The Mummy from 1999. Cue Prince song without getting sued by Paisley Park.
You want me to sing it? Because that could stop that whole thing.
Da. That was as close as you're going to get. I think that's close enough where we won't get sued.
I thought that was CNC Music Factory.
No.
It sounded very close.
I mean, good. You go with that.
So, the IMDb is an English librarian called Evelyn.
No last name.
Carnahan.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see a last name, but I was going to say, I looked one up a couple times and I kind of forgot. You'll see why.
The IMDb is an English librarian called Evelyn Carnahan becomes interested in starting up an archaeological dig at the ancient city of Hamunaptra. She gains the help of Rick O'Connell after saving him from his death. What Evelyn, her brother Jonathan, and Rick are unaware of is that another group of explorers are interested in the same dig. Unfortunately for everyone, this group ends up unleashing a curse which has been laid on the dead high priest Imhotep. Now the mummy is awake and is going to take a lot more than guns to send him back to where he came from. That is written by film fan.
Okay.
It's a summation.
It is.
Not going to criticize film fan because there's a lot to go into.
Yeah. I guess they put her name in the movie because I did not see it on IMDb. Her last name, hers and Jonathan's. So that's why I didn't have it. And I kind of went on a deep dive of the other characters, the historical character side. Not really a deep dive. I just did like a glossing just to get an idea.
Okay, just kept it glossy.
Yeah, but a couple of things I didn't look up, which one of them was the last name. So what you want to do first? You want to do cast? Okay. So this stars Brandon Fraser, who plays Rick O'Connell.
He was in George of the Jungle.
Yes.
Encino Man. Yes. And The Whale.
What is your favorite Brandon Fraser?
Oh man, there are two. Mm-hmm. So I've got two that are my absolute favorites. Do they make sense? Probably not. But was it Blast from the Past? Is that the name?
Oh,
of it?
Is that the one where he was living in the shelter? He grew up in the shelter. Yes, I think Alicia Silverstone's in that one. Yes,
and so is from Kids in the Hall. His name.
I really have a hard time with the guys from Kids in the Hall remembering their names.
Yeah, but he's the one that was on
Superstore?
Superstore as well.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I can't think of his name either, but yeah, I can picture it. Oh, yeah, he was in that.
Name.
I forgot.
I've got to look it up now because I can't not say his name.
I don't know why I have such a block on the Kids in the Hall guys. I recognize them when I see their names, but I don't know their names off the top of my head. And I can recognize their faces.
Dave Foley.
We should
know Dave Foley.
That's the easiest one to remember.
I'm so sorry, David. Not that you're listening to this.
No, he's had some issues too.
But shit.
I know. Hey,
anyway.
You beat me to the curse.
that one and this movie are my two favorites.
I love this one. I'm trying to think. There's so many. I love the one where, I think it's called School Ties, where he is a Jewish student trying to go to college at the Catholic school. But there's also the one with Joe Pesci.
Oh, yeah, where he's
he's such... y'all, if you only ever knew Brendan Fraser from, his comedies, you're missing out on his
the drama. Yeah, well, like The Whale is serious, but later on in his life, yeah.
And I love him. I love him too. I just want to, cuddle him up in a nice soft blanket.
Well, the two primaries in this are a pan and bisexual dream, basically.
Oh, well, heck yeah. But yeah, my favorite movie, my favorite comedy is Bedeviled. Is that what I call it? It's the one with
I know what you're talking about. I thought that was Monkey Bones.
No, not Monkey Bones.
No, it's not Monkey Bones. It's
the one. It's got what's her face from Austin Powers.
So I should have just pulled up his IMDb.
I know, because I can't. I should have written it down, but I was too busy on my Egypt trek.
Well, I didn't know we were going to go this deeply into it.
Sometimes I just like to discuss the ones I like that are not mentioned.
Bedazzled.
Okay, so I was going to say Bedazzled.
It's like Bedazzled, except above.
The Bedazzled Bedazzler.
It's above. It's above deck.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I for some reason thought that was wrong in my head, but I love that stupid movie.
It is. I enjoyed that
because he goes through the different life, because he's a different character.
It is Blast from the Past. In fact, Blast from the Past was done the same year as The Mummy. Do you believe that?
Oh, wow!
Because for some reason in my head, Brendan Fraser is much younger in Blast from the Past.
He plays a younger character.
He just seems younger because he's that good of an actor.
Yes.
Also, he's fucking adorable.
And Rick is, he's a world weary. He was in the French Foreign Legion.
True.
And you don't just join the French Foreign Legion unless, you're going for that stereotypical hiding from something.
The one you were talking about was With Honors.
With Honors, that's it.
It's always hard to remember that one.
Because I get that one in School Ties confused. It is called School Ties, right?
Airheads.
Airheads
was an excellent
Oh my God.
one.
You know what? Honestly, was he in the one, no. The one where they put them in the bubble.
The bubble.
Yeah, they make them live in that almost like a terrarium. Is that him?
You're talking about the yes, I know what you're talking about. I think it was I cannot remember the name of it, I think he had a small part in it, maybe?
Yeah, because I think he did. He had a small...
Like he was reprising like Encino Man or something like that.
No,
I can't remember.
In our very first episode, in Son-in-Law, he comes through eating a frog on Halloween dressed as George of the Jungle. No, Encino Man. He's dressed as Encino Man.
Right.
Eating a frog.
The one you're talking about has...
It's like eco something or...
I don't see that
I can't remember. Maybe he wasn't in it. He might have just had a cameo, like you said.
Or maybe he wasn't in it at all, and
maybe I'm just
misremembering.
Yeah, I'm most likely misremembering. I misremembered a lot because it has been a while since we've seen this movie, or I've seen this movie. So I kept thinking somebody was in this and they weren't. Okay, so then we have Rachel Weisz. I pronounced it correctly. Weisz.
No, it's Weiss.
Nope, looked it up. Weisz.
Okay.
She's German.
But she pronounces, or I think everybody pronounces
and everybody
it Weiss.
pronounces it Weiss. But I was looking all the names up because I couldn't pronounce some of them. So
yeah.
I threw her in the mix. She plays Evelyn
Carnahan.
Yes.
And she is in The Constant Gardener, The Favorite, and The Bourne Legacy.
Oh.
She was in a lot of things.
She's in a lot of things.
Sure.
She's got that face where, again, you go, it's her, you know?
She has the eyes.
Oh, it's her. She's so beautiful.
She is, but it's the eyes that pull you in. Between her and Brendan, how did anyone get anything
apparently
done?
They really got along. The chemistry that they have now, I don't think they dated. I didn't see anything about that.
I think they were more like really good friends.
When he got the Oscar for The Whale, she was so proud of him. She has been a cheerleader since, he's come back. She's like, it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. They do adore each other. So he's just a nice guy. Everything I've ever read or just, he seems so...
Without knowing anyone individually.
No, he's
a really nice guy.
Yeah, he just seems that way. And everybody says that about him. We have John Hannah, who played Jonathan, Evelyn's dork-ass brother.
He is also a Carnahan, in case you're wondering.
He's a shithead.
I don't know. He's mischievous. He's hapless, but he's
the rich boy.
He's mostly harmless.
He is mostly harmless.
He was in 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes, he was.
Sliding Doors, which was a good movie. Mm-hmm. And he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I put that in there because it's a real outlier.
It is an outlier. In 4 Weddings and a Funeral, he does the, he recites the poem, I believe, that everybody likes to recite, even though it has... They think it's about love, but it was not about love. And it's the, oh shit, I can't think of it. It's just not working today. But you know the poem that they read at the end of it?
Sure, I don't remember it, but yes. I know they did read a poem at the end.
And people unfortunately mistake that as a poem about love, but really it was about kind of celebrating that some asshole that the poet didn't like died. And it was like a celebration of his death.
Okay. It'll be better if you know all the aspects of it without just saying it's wrong and then walking away, but that's okay. We'll move on.
Table flip. Okay, now here comes the beginning of the last names that I have the struggles with. Arnold Faslu.
Right, that is correct.
Played Imhotep.
Imhotep. He was also in Blood Diamond, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. I cannot make this
Was
up.
that the one with Chris Eccleston?
I don't know.
I
didn't watch it. Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. I didn't know there was a Darkman 1. So the fact that Darkman 2 exists that's what we should do. We should crowdsource a movie and just make a sequel. Not about anything that has been done.
Just call it a sequel?
Just make a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm still reeling from the Buckaroo Banzai promise of a sequel that we never got. So this way, we make the sequel and we don't have to promise a sequel.
No, but the brilliant part about it is if you do the sequel and you have flashbacks to a movie that doesn't exist. So there's scenes where there's flashbacks that you film for that movie, but allude to it being from the first film.
From the first film, so it's the B-roll,
Yeah, I love that idea.
Oh, that's horrifying.
It is horrifying. And then promise a third. And then walk away. Okay, Sorry. Then we have Kevin J. O'Connor, who plays Benny the Bastard. Benny.
I don't actually have him on here.
I don't have anything for him either, because I really don't. I mean, he's got that face where you know who he is, but you don't know who he is. Again.
He was in Gods and Monsters, Canadian Bacon, and Peggy Sue Got Married. So wrap your fucking head around those movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was in a Cage movie.
He was in quite a bit.
Yes.
So he's been in a lot of movies. I don't know if he plays Benny in all of them.
Benny's an asshole, though.
That would be funny if he persisted through movies throughout time.
Yes.
He's been doomed throughout time to be the sniveling
Benny character.
So,
quick little side note. When I met you, it was, 1993. So let's assume that around 93, early 94, you told me we used to play D&D with some of Beth's
group of friends. Sure.
And you had told me about a character that used to wear multiple religious symbols in case, you just don't want to.
I played a cleric who was all-encompassing, was non-denominational, and would pull out whatever god was needed at the time.
So, flash to 1999, and I'm watching The Mummy for the first time, and going, why does that look familiar when he's pulling out all the emblems and saying the different prayers?
It's very close.
It really kind of smacked me in the face there.
Well, I was pulling from like a pantheon. So there was a pantheon of gods in which I would pull out my holy symbol for. And that was the joke, is I had a bag of holy symbols.
That's funny.
That I would pull out as needed.
So we have Jonathan Hyde, who plays the Egyptologist.
Oh my God, you went so far into this.
I just went down the IMDb list.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I just picked out the ones that I seem like most prevalent.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't have any.
Okay. And we have Eric Avari, who played the curator.
He was in Stargate, Independence Day, and The Chosen TV series. He is the one they pull for the curator role or the Egyptian expert role. That's why he was in Stargate, because he was an Egyptian in Stargate, or the approximation of an Egyptian.
Yeah, I really like the original, the movie. Like, I liked some of the TV show. I remember watching it and enjoying it, but not enough to remember to come back and watch it with any regular.
I love the movie. Now, I wanted to enjoy the TV show, but it was always on at a weird time.
It's very hard.
And that was back before we had internet.
I think that's why I couldn't watch Supernatural
streaming
when it was the first 8 years it was on, because it didn't coincide with my life. And when I would watch it, I'd go, "Oh, this is really good," and then forget about it. So when I got to watch it in a streaming format, I was hooked. So a lot of TV, Game of Thrones, same thing. When I have to watch it episodically, I can't get into it. But if I can stream it,
if we can binge it, we'll like it
most of the time. Yeah. So we have. It's another name. I have to look at my notes here. Aharon Ipale. He plays the pharaoh Seti.
Wow, you went so deep.
Yes.
No, I don't have anything for
That's
him.
okay. Patricia Velasquez played
It's Anksunamun.
Anksunamun.
I actually did it phonetically.
Well, I can say it any other time, but my brain just went right out my ear at that moment.
That's okay. These are hard words.
These are very hard.
They're not our native language, and that is okay. It's not Velasquez.
It might be Velasquez, but I looked it up and it said Velasquez because I figured I was looking up everybody else's names.
No, you know better than I do, because you know, I don't know the Spanish language.
I don't necessarily know the Spanish language, but I wanted to double check because, again, sometimes it could be a family thing that they pronounce it with the U, the squez.
Sure.
But I don't think, she may, but online said Velasquez.
Well, she was in Arrested Development, The L Word, which now I kind of want to see, The Rescue Dawn. So,
is she the one in Arrested Development who he keeps thinking
Yes.
She's dating somebody else,
Yes.
but mi hermano.
It never falls. It just never falls into place for them. Yeah.
Well, oh no, I was the one who said that she's just something for her hermano.
Yeah.
And it's her brother. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's her.
Um,
That's why you're like, why is this gorgeous woman on this show?
I know, and you're like,
well, there's like 50 gorgeous women on this show.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Weird.
And we had Oded Fair, who
Yeah.
plays Ardeth Bay, the Medjay.
Right. And he was in Resident Evil Apocalypse and The Blacklist, as well as Sleeper Cell.
And now I threw this person on here because of reasons. Because once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, I really liked the soap opera One Life to Live. And Tuck Watkins, the guy who loses his eyes and gets his tongue ripped out in like the beginning of the movie-ish, he played David Vickers on Dorian Lord's husband. Yeah, they were together forever. Basically, it was her boy toy. But so he played David Vickers on One Life to Live forever and ever and ever. And then he did like a little stint where he had a crossover with All My Children and played the same character, David Vickers, for 2 episodes over there, which I did not know about that.
Yeah, so in the movie, there's a portion, like just a small thing where sand is coming through the keyhole. And I wrote this down. Like sands through the keyhole, these are the days of our lives.
And none of those are
I
any
know,
of the soap operas.
but it was a soap opera.
I know,
and
it
I thought that
was.
was funny. I was like, I want to write that down just so I have it.
So that is my list of peoples.
Okay, and the director was Stephen Sommers, who wrote and directed The Mummy, and then had 3 other works: The Mummy Returns, Van Helsing,
Okay.
and The Jungle Book.
I've not seen Van Helsing or The Jungle Book, but I'm not a big Jungle Book fan in any of the versions of it. It's never been one of my stories that like Disney or any.
Yeah.
It's not been one that's ever caught my attention when I was a kid or.
I have to say, once you get past Tarzan, The Jungle Book doesn't really do anything.
And honestly, Disney's Tarzan is so underappreciated.
Sure. But yeah, the Van Helsing, I saw it. But there was like a whole thing of like, we have special effects now. Because everyone decided that CGI was special effect time.
So, I was on the vampire bandwagon that everybody jumps on at some point in their life. I believe
the immortality. Yeah.
I don't know if it was the immortality thing, but it was definitely before my pirate phase. So, which I'm still kind of lingering on the outskirts of because I do love me some pirates. But I think because I loved Dracula with Gary Oldman. I freaking loved it. I know it's not the best version of Dracula, but it is my heart right there.
Okay.
And I mean, it's got Winona Ryder. It has Keanu Reeves. It has got a cavalcade of actors in this movie, and I just loved it.
I think it was lambasted mainly because that was at the point, and everybody, there's always one, okay? So, like you had Keanu Reeves in the 90s was lambasted for not having any, not really acting, he just didn't emote. Then they went after Kristen Stewart for
later on,
not emoting. But those are roles that they were doing, and those roles...
I thought he emoted in Dracula. I think my problem was him doing Shakespeare at a very young age. Now, if he did Shakespeare now, I could get behind it. He's got the gravitas that he would need for Shakespeare. But when he was younger, and even though it was Much Ado About Nothing, they gave him the right character, but not at the right time.
Sure, but my thing is, these are all trends that people like to follow, and they may not do it willingly, but they do it. And it's like pumpkin spice. For a while now, everybody's been hating on pumpkin spice. It comes around once a year. Why are you getting so upset about it? You don't have to drink it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't drink it, but guess what? I don't bitch about pumpkin spice all the time. I'm fine with people drinking whatever the hell they want to drink, as long as it's not alcoholic and they're driving.
Yeah.
So it's that same thing of they've decided they don't like Coldplay. They decided they don't like Nickelback or whatever it is, but some people like that.
Yeah.
I don't care for Nickelback, but I'm not going to diss anyone for liking it.
And I know people who love that version of Much Ado. And
sure,
I just, it's not to me the best one.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And it's not the movie we're doing.
So no, it is not. So how did this movie make you feel?
Oh, God. I didn't even think of that. So in 1999, I was partying, much like it's 1999. Mm-hmm. I know, it's terrible. It just is what it is.
Copyrighted Paisley Park.
I think I didn't have any preconception of this movie because I didn't really know what I was entering into. Mm-hmm. Actually, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, this is going to be a ripoff of Indiana Jones.
I thought so too.
And I was like, okay, I'll go see it because it's got Brendan Fraser, but I don't have any high hopes because Solomon's Mines, shit like that. You're like, this is going to be one of those
Quigley
things.
Down Under.
Okay, that's a completely different scenario.
Oh no, was that?
That's more of a Crocodile Dundee kind of situation.
What is it? Alan Quartermain?
Yeah, there you go.
That was it.
That's better. So it seemed like it was going to be one of those things.
Yes.
And this is back in the day where you didn't get a whole lot of preview. You got one thing and one thing only, and that was during another movie.
Yeah.
And you would see a trailer, and that's it. You didn't
Yeah.
get a whole lot of feedback on what was going to happen next.
Yeah, it's not like now where we can go, oh, there's a trailer. Oh, look, they released a new trailer. Let's go see what they're saying in the comments. Oh, let's go see. You couldn't do that then. It was,
Right.
You either saw it in the movies or a commercial would come on, and then that would be it. And there would be the one trailer,
So
maybe.
Sadly, I was not really excited. I was just like, well, we'll go see it. Mainly because there was nothing else to do at the time.
Oh, yeah.
There was no streaming services. You went to go see movies. That's what you did.
That's what we did.
So I wasn't that excited. I didn't have an investment in it at all.
Okay. But how did it make you feel after you saw it?
I was absolutely blown away by the fact that it wasn't a knockoff of Indiana Jones.
Oh, definitely.
I was very happy that it played so well between action and comedy without feeling like the comedy was being shoehorned in, much like Star Wars can tend to do.
Yes.
It's like they tend to put that in and force it in, and it comes off falling flat as a joke. Mm-hmm. Like the droid's always making a joke, and it's like, C-3PO makes a joke, and you're like, that makes no sense in the context of what's happening, but okay, you did it, and we move on. But this actually has comedy elements that blend into the action.
Oh, definitely.
And out of frustration, out of an emotion they're having.
Oh, yeah. like when Benny's like, O'Connell, look who has all the horses. Right. Benny, who's on the wrong side of the river.
I know, and that's pretty great. So, yeah, that's how I felt. How did you feel?
So, I can't remember I don't think I saw this in the theaters, which is a sin. But I remember in the ad, not only was it Brendan Fraser, and I am an Indiana Jones stan, so I am in classic Indiana Jones. The first and the third are my favorites, hands down, and I don't discuss the others. I do, but I don't like it too. It's just what it is. So seeing the ad, it wasn't even that it was Brendan Fraser. It was the special effects of 1999 of the sand turning into the mummy head that they were using in the ad.
Yeah.
And that was new. Something like that was relatively new.
And it was amazing.
It was amazing because they were using, how did you know that it was sand? How did they do that? Now I know. I understand a lot more now. But at the time, I was still like, wow, this is really cool. So I went into it with high-ish hopes, but I am not a fan of zombies and movies like that. So I was kind of hoping it didn't have the zombie aspect that was becoming very popular, or the faster zombies, which really I don't like. I get anxiety over fast zombies. I have a thing. Everywhere I ever worked and lived, I look at it and I go, can I survive a zombie apocalypse in this place? I worked in a hospital that literally had a hallway that had a wall of window. And now there was a slanted, we were well above the ground, but it had this slanted wall that I'm pretty sure that the zombies could have broken through that because they would have just climbed over each other to get to the top.
Sure.
And so that used to freak me out because I worked overnights at the hospital. So all it was be this big black wall, and all I could think of is these zombie bodies just coming at me through the wall because I have an overactive imagination. And, at 3 o'clock in the morning doing rounds in a hospital, there you go.
Turns out humans are the real zombie.
Oh, they're the real monsters. But even like in our house here, I don't think we could survive it.
You don't think we could survive a zombie apocalypse?
And with our house, no. You know how we would survive? If we got to our apartment garage thingy.
No, we wouldn't survive that.
I mean, it would be harder. It would be harder to live up there. There's no electricity. But
no food. No.
It doesn't mean we can't prep. But regardless, I have issues with the whole idea. Even though I know it's not realistic, I know this, guys. I am in my 50s. I know this. But these are the stupid things that my overactive ADHD imagination does to me sometimes. So I went into this thinking, God, please don't be that type of a movie. Just be cute Brendan Fraser and, really cool special effects. And it delivered. And it had a cute story that even though it's not a love story, it's still got the romantic flavor, and it's got the the bumbling idiots. It's got the adventure, and it's got everything in it.
I think it's more of without being on an ocean, it's a swashbuckling adventure.
It really is. Well, they picked Brendan Fraser was picked because he had that Errol Flynn-esque about him. And Errol Flynn, if you know your history, is a swashbuckling character. He played those characters. He played Robin Hood, and he had that flair. And they believed that at the time, Brendan Fraser totally can pull it off, and he could, and he did.
So for me, this is a romance. Mm-hmm. Just not for the heroes. Because
it is. It is a
romance.
The
person who dies for love, or lust maybe, but for love. The woman,
Aung San-suu,
she dies.
She kills herself.
She kills herself. She sacrifices herself
in order to give of faith in him.
In order to give him a chance to get away, because
being Imhotep.
Right, so that he can get away and raise her from the dead. And I wrote this down. Sorry, I gotta find it. Huge leap of faith on resurrecting her. Yeah. She made a huge leap of faith.
I mean, she could have run with him, and they might have succeeded in getting away, but she was like, no, go without me and resurrect me, my love. And then stabbed herself in the stomach. That's a lot.
So in this movie, in this world, the world that this movie is set into, for me, it seems like it's an alternative history movie. And it's a movie in which, in this world, magic exists and people readily accept that with no issue. Okay. Because no one naysays the magic part.
No, they really don't. They kind of accept that at least the Egyptians had magic.
Yeah, the Americans don't.
Nope,
no one says that's not happening. This isn't happening. They're not doing that. They accept that it's happening. Mm-hmm. They don't like that it's happening to them.
Yeah, but nobody really questions that, the unrealisticness of what is happening. So, like you said, alternative history. We have not major characters, but we have 3 characters who have names of actual historical individuals.
Sure. Imhotep,
who was not a priest. He was actually an architect. In the movie, he is a priest of Pharaoh Seti, and he falls in love with Aung San-suu, who is basically men are forbidden to touch her. So she is literally walking around in pasties and a loincloth, and she's got body paint on. And that way, if anyone touches her, smudge city. And obviously Imhotep smudges her shoulder, and Seti sees this.
Because he got a piece of shoulder, he gets put to death.
Yeah, so
That's
I mean,
up.
goddamn. Though honestly, and first things first, when he said you were touched by someone, my bitch ass would be like, "Oh yeah, I lost my balance and I bumped into the wall." That's why that's like that. But no, what does she do? She stiffens up and looks behind him at Imhotep. Well, you gave it away, baby girl. You gave it away. But okay, back to my history lesson here.
So he was not just a architect, he was also a priest.
So he was actually born in Memphis, Egypt.
Hey,
and he was,
that's where I lived, in Tennessee.
He lived in the 3rd dynasty, which was where he lived, when he lived, was between 2667 and 2600 BCE, the Old Kingdom. And he was the architect of the Step of Djoser and Edfu temple. And so, yes, but he did not work for Seti.
No, but he was a polymath, so he had a lot of interest and he was very good at what he did.
Yes. And Seti, now there were multiple Setis, so we have to assume they're talking about Seti the first. And he lived they think he was born anywhere from 1294 or 1290, and he lived until 79 BCE, which was the 19th dynasty, and it was the New Kingdom. I didn't really write much about him other than him being an actual pharaoh. And then we have an Anksunamun who was not anywhere involved with Seti, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, maybe 15th, I don't know. But she was actually the half-sister / wife of King Tutankhamun.
Right.
And she lived in between 1342 and 1322 BCE, with the beginning of the 18th dynasty, the beginning of the New Kingdom. Her name means her life is of Amun.
Yeah, that seemed
very honest,
pretty on the nose.
On the nose there. But if you notice that these actual individuals did not live in the same time.
Sure.
They were long dead before the next one came into play. Another place that they think, when I was doing my research, that they think that this might have been what they were going for, is Hamunaptra is a fictional city. It does not exist. The city of the dead. But they believe that that they were trying to go for the Cairo necropolis, or El Kharif.
I mean, there were several
Karife?
necropolises. They were just trying to create one that was fictional. So.
Yes, that's it. It's Al Kharifa. And they, so that's that they think that was what they were going for, is this Cairo necropolis, city of dead. Because Hamunaptra is definitely a fictional city. And I understand them not wanting to do the actual, an actual place or even a legend, because that could be an appropriation that could, upset people.
Although they went for appropriation using Imhotep and...
They did, because they just blatantly use these names. Regardless, I mean, there's probably thousands of names they could have used, and they went for these actual...
Well, too, there's a lot of colonialism.
Yes.
It is very apparent, and it's not taking digs at it. No pun intended for the Egyptian digging that happens, the archaeology. But the 1920s is when this film is set in, and Western expeditions were digging aggressively then. But it's definitely fraught with theft and appropriation and enslavement in some ways, or financial enslavement, where they are the reason why people can afford things is they dig all day.
Yes.
And the white man is there giving them money to do that, but just barely.
I mean, that's like in Indiana Jones, where you see that too. That's the post-World War II-ish time, where it's or pre-World War II. It's right around that time, right? And you're seeing it in the desert of them digging, and nobody of the cast is out there digging. They've got people of color out there digging.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Holding their umbrellas.
Yes. And you see that in this movie. You see them, the Americans were trying to break open a stone, and the Egyptologist guy, he's like, oh, no, have them do it.
Right.
You thought he was stopping them at first because it was a relic. But no, he just didn't want the Americans to get their hands dirty because, they pay the bills.
Right.
And then these poor people who were, breaking open the stone get acid blown at them. So, it's not, it definitely treats people of a lower class because they are in their, it is that colonialism. It is
classism. Is there, yes.
Yes. Rick is definitely treated better than probably he should have been treated by a lot of people, because we don't know why Rick was in the French Foreign Legion. We just know that's where he is. And when it opens up, there's this big fight happening, and and he's the only survivor, and it's because the people.
Well, he and Benny.
Yeah, he and Benny, and that's because they were the people he was with, the Legion that he was with. They got too close to Amenoptera.
They went there to pillage it.
Yeah, and the Medjay came and basically shooed them all away, and him and Benny got
killed
away.
Them, sure.
Yeah, killed them. Yeah.
Shoo is more bang.
So there's the historical parts of this that are true, which is usually the racism.
But the mummification process is greatly exaggerated. It's
the priests, his people, the other priests who were with him, they were mummified alive, which, that's only going to last for so long.
And he wasn't mummified at all. He was wrapped in bandages, which is...
He had his tongue cut off, and that was put in a Coptic jar. But the only thing is that he's looking for the rest of his parts, but he didn't have all of his parts taken.
Right.
Because he had his eyes.
Sure.
But yet he had to take his... Okay.
Yep, I know.
There are some holes in the plot.
We're not going to go through every part of this, but just know that the elaborate burial rituals, the sacred text, the belief in an afterlife is historically grounded, but that is where it really ends.
Oh, yes.
Everything else after that is highly stylized for the adventure movie. So don't look at this and go, this must be what it's like. It's not. Obviously.
It was not like that.
Yeah, the Curse of the Mummy, there's no historical evidence of a curse. That was dreamed up by sensationalist journalism in the early 20th century, mainly by white writers. And the Book of the Dead, as a magical resurrection text, in reality is just a collection of funerary spells meant to guide the deceased through the afterlife, not to raise them from it.
Exactly.
So it gets a little bit crazy. Of course, you need that, I guess. But Amenoptera is entirely fictional, as you said. But there were many necropolises.
Oh, yes.
But
it's like having a cemetery.
But none that matched the depiction of that city. So it's not like they were replicating
No. It was just inspired by...
It's historical fantasy. It's historical fairy tale.
Exactly.
So it's a historical fairy tale told by people who are not native to that land.
That's true.
Which is a little fucked up. But as I am not native to that land, it is much harder for me to go, that's okay.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't be saying that's okay, even though I love this movie.
Oh, no. I think as mature and learned individuals, we should look at a movie like The Mummy and go, yes, this is highly entertaining, but also that's some fucked up shit that they did to people and that's still doing to people. And what the hell, man? Why are we stealing things that don't belong to us? Looking at you, British Museum, looking at you. So, we
looking
do
at
that.
You, Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Yeah.
Seriously.
I know. I forgot about that.
Around.
And that's the thing is, Why is it that humans, and particularly those of the mayonnaise complexion, tend to look at historical relics and say, mine? Because, I'm sorry, if you didn't make it, it's not your... Just admit it, white people, we ain't got no culture. And you just want to steal other cultures because we ain't got none.
So that is our discourse on
which I will probably go back to
the issues that we have with the movie itself.
Yes.
But let's talk about the themes, the emotional discourse in the movie. Of course, there is love, and we have them in several different ways. One is the love between the bad guys, the quote-unquote bad guys.
Yeah.
Which, are they the bad guys, though? They just want to he's just trying to raise his lover. So Imhotep is trying to raise his lover from the dead. Now, he's willing to kill people to do it. But honestly, I think Rick is willing to kill people to keep Evelyn from getting hurt. So, there is a trade-off to this. I think it depends on which way you're looking at this film as to whether or not there's a bad guy to be had.
No, and I agree with you on that because, yes, if Imhotep stabs, or he slices down and stabs the pharaoh, along with Anaksunamun, and but before that, you're like, oh, wait, that's the guy that's going to become the mummy, and I'm supposed to hate him. And you can't hate him because he's doing this for love.
Well, this forbidden love is, she's cheating on him. Well, she didn't have
any say in that.
She had no say to this. In fact, her words before she dies is that, he can no longer touch me.
Yeah, my body is no longer his temple.
Right. So she had no say. This is, in a lot of ways, a film about feminism in a patriarchal control. So you're trying to be feminist, you're trying to stand against this, but there's still a guy with a sword there.
There is. And he is... I feel bad for Imhotep. And I feel like a lot of the choices that Arnold Faslu made with the characterization, his stoicness, it gives him a stern, but yet he gives you these soft eyes. Like, his expressions are, you can see that he's angry or whatever, but he has this stoic but softness about him that I think makes the character, even though it's not emoting, I think it's emoting so much in such a small way.
Well, he's not coming off maniacal.
Yes. He's just trying to do a damn job, and that is to bring his lady back.
Imagine how frustrated I would be trying to bring you back if someone kept stabbing me or shooting me.
He had her almost there, and then the guards find them, and it fucks up the spell. But you could see when he comes back, and he is the mummy, and he is hunting them down and fucking shit up, when he is in his full solid human form. And you also see this in The Mummy Returns too. He has a softness.
Sure.
Maybe it's just I think he's an attractive man. I don't know what it is. But I just don't really but we've watched movies with like super good looking men and they were complete pieces of shit because they were supposed to be the bad guy.
Right, but he's not maniacal. He is not twisting his mustache
you feel
while you're
bad.
while you're tied up to a railroad track. He is doing this for a reason. He's not doing it out of enjoyment.
Again, it throws me off too. And I kept thinking that I kept waiting for the woman who looks like I keep wanting to say her name wrong. Anck-su-namun. There's a woman in the second movie. I forget other than there being the little boy, I kind of forget why she's there and what, the reincarnation aspect of it.
Because of the bracelet?
That's what it was. It was the bracelet. Yeah. It's been a really long time since I've seen...
Bracer.
Yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I've seen the second movie. But
I remember bits of it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just haven't seen it in a while.
Sure.
But I kept conflating that with this. and expecting her to be in it. And I was actually disappointed that she wasn't in it because A, she's a beautiful woman. Oh my God. But just her not being in it was almost like a loss to me.
Yeah.
Like I just, like I said, I kept expecting
Well,
that.
I mean, if you didn't know she was there, you wouldn't have had
No,
issues.
no. And I didn't, no, I'm talking about like this watching it just now because I kept, like I said, kept conflating the two. But even with her there in the second movie, you know, again, he has that, he's of single-mindedness. He knows what he's going for. But his intentions are there. His intentions are maybe not the best, but he's not thinking with logic. He's thinking with his heart, which is not always a logical thought process.
Yeah, and we have two emotional cores here. We have them, and we have Rick and Evelyn, who also are an emotional anchor. And you have, you know, how the saying of, you know, two managers is better than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a saying for a reason, because no one would ever think that that's a good idea. But in this movie, we have two emotional anchors. Now, you can see it as not an emotional anchor for Imhotep and Ankh-Suna-Moon, except for the fact that it exists. It was there. It was the reason for the story. In the second part of the story, we have Rick and Evelyn who are just budding into a relationship.
Yes.
And into a relationship that isn't about sex. It's about this sweet kind of like tender.
And there's a mutual respect for both of them. At first, you know, she sees him as a criminal, but he knows
he sees her as a
rich girl.
Yeah, a rich kid, you know.
And then as she sees that he's human and he's not a criminal. I mean, he is, but he isn't. And that he has this, you know, his aspect again is the humanity.
Right.
He looks at her and he sees her high intelligence. He sees her no fucks to give behaviors. You know, she does have fucks to give, but they're very small and they are very, very select. But she is also tough. Where, you know, he hands her a gun and she doesn't flinch.
Yeah, but what he really does, the one thing it's really telling in this movie, is he hands her the toolkit.
Yes.
For, you know, archaeology tools, and he obviously stole them, but he gives them to her as a present.
Because all of her stuff was lost when the boat burned down.
Right, and he stumbles through talking about it to her because he is smitten with her, but he is unable to say his feelings, so he gives her this gift.
Yes.
But the gift is based upon her intelligence.
Yes, and her interests.
Right.
He paid attention, folks. That's what you gotta do. But also, he doesn't necessarily, you know, when think about, like, he probably looks at her and goes, okay, yeah, well, I can have an interest, but she is way above my pay grade. So I'm just gonna be cool. But then, you know, shit starts to happen. And sometimes, you know, it's not so much the opposites attract situation as it is mutual respect and weird situation that kind of causes us to have no choice but to be reliant on one another.
Well, when we start out, she's a Nepo baby librarian.
Yes.
And he's a rude treasure hunting
French
savage.
Foreign Legion guy.
Yeah, savage at the time. Because he's in a jail and he's actually, you know, trying to get out and not die. He doesn't want to die.
Which Brandon Fraser almost did die because he did get strangled by that scene. He lost consciousness. They had to take him to the hospital when they were filming the hanging scene.
That was a very long drop, even for a hanging.
I really wished I had done a little bit more research on that because I want to know if there were any like how, you know, any other information. But I did not do that. Yeah. My bad, guys. Sorry.
But yeah, Imhotep is devoted. He's not going to stop. He's obsessed about bringing Ankh-Sun. Oh my God, Ankh-Suna-Moon back from the dead And then you have Jonathan, who just kind of like walks through life without too much care.
Hi, guys. I'm just happy to be here.
He is almost a Peter O'Toole kind of analog, except for the fact that
he's not Lawrence of Arabia, but he's Jonathan of Arabia.
Except he doesn't have any stiff backbone.
None.
He just has he has all the other parts of Peter O'Toole without the Peter.
Yeah.
He has just the O'Toole part. So,
he's got the alcoholism, but he doesn't have the swagger.
He is humorous, so he is funny because he has a lot of insecurities. But he's not taken seriously. No one takes him seriously. But he's the one that keeps coming out with the wins.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he stumbles into luck, really.
Sure, he does. He stumbles into bravery.
Mm-hmm.
Like pushing the one of the Magi into the fire.
Yes.
On accident.
On accident, just because he saw the key was on the floor that unlocks the Book of the Dead, and he goes to grab it, but the Magi grabs it as well, or goes for it as well, but he actually bumps him and knocks him into the fire even further. So yeah, it's...
Well, he even steals the same key from Imhotep.
Yeah.
Out of his robes.
and like when, literally at the end...
Where are his pockets, really? I didn't see any pockets in that robe.
I don't want to know.
That was a gauzy-ass robe.
It really was. But like, I love how, when Rick goes to basically finish off Imhotep, and he's like, I thought you were going to kill him. And he's like, I made him mortal. So, I mean, that was quite...
Well, he didn't say that. She said that. Evelyn said that.
But wasn't it Jonathan who had read the...
Sure, but yeah, she said he made him mortal. You made him mortal.
Yeah, but that's, and that's brilliant in a way, So Jonathan has his own strengths. He just doesn't like to show them.
Well, and then you have Ardith Bay, whose duty and sacrifice, that's his thing.
He's the Medjay, and he is he's like the head of their little group, I guess.
Yeah, he's the sexy, stoic guy.
Yeah, so they were originally supposed to be like literally covered in tattoos, but Oded Fair is just really, really
pretty.
And
he's very
so
pretty.
They decided to stick with just the two on his face. They did exist. They were soldiers. They kind of like were the police of the deserts. But after I believe it was the 19th dynasty, they no longer exist then they stopped being mentioned in history. There's no mention of them after that.
Yeah. Not really sure why.
Yeah, they just kind of like, they're gone. We don't use those peoples no more.
But things come and go.
Yeah,
Nothing
things do
is
come
forever.
and go.
But he's like the film's moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps reminding them that they're there for a reason, even though they're there for treasure for the most part. You notice that Rick stops being about the treasure.
Oh, yeah.
He has ignored the treasure completely when they're back there, because what he really cares about is the thing that he found, which is her.
Oh, yeah. And also, he was by himself when the sand started making weird bubbly things and going after him after the first battle in the beginning of the movie. So he saw shit that Benny did not see.
Right.
And so he knew he was going back into a place that he was not comfortable in, but he was doing it for her. Well, he was getting paid to do it, but still. And I think he also has again, we didn't see him pillaging, but when he's there with Evie and Jonathan, you can tell he has respect for it, even though, he is a treasure hunter. He still has a respect for the area where the Americans were like, literally they were Americans. They were.
Well, he's an American, but
he is, but he's been living there. I think he understands the quiet that you need, the reservation that you need, the respect of these places where they were just like.
I think that his whole thing, though, is much like Indiana Jones in a way.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there. He's not an adventurer for the thrill of money. He's an adventurer for the thrill of adventure.
Yes.
And Indiana Jones is not an archaeologist. He may have been trained in it. He may be a professor in it. But when he's out there, he's not doing archaeology.
No.
He is doing theft.
Yes.
He is an adventurer and a treasure hunter.
Yes.
And that is what Rick is in many ways, but he doesn't have the
degrees
knowledge
to back him
He
up.
doesn't have the degrees. He doesn't have the book knowledge. He has street smarts that he learned while he was there.
And I honestly don't think you necessarily have to have the book knowledge to see a piece of history and respect it for,
Sure.
Again, I think when we've talked about this before, it's, me crying in a freaking museum over a piece of pottery that was an ancient Greek piece of pottery. And the understanding that the person who made that is long gone. We don't know who made this, but they did this with their hands and we have it. But they're not. It was just this whole influx of emotions that hit me. And I don't think you necessarily have to have a college degree to look at these things and appreciate that they're important. And
we do that through trinkets in our yard.
Oh my God, I found
that we find.
So we have chickens, and our chickens unearth
and
turkeys, but they unearth stuff all the time. And usually it's like old light bulbs and marbles. And one time we had a little teacup that actually had a root growing through it.
We should explain we're in the Appalachian Mountains, and people here over time generally buried their trash after they burned it.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, a lot of things just became very shallow landfills. Not landfills necessarily.
No.
They would bury them in different places around their yard because that's what they had.
And also, houses come and go,
Sure.
in the mountains here. And so...
And that whole back area used to be
another
a house.
whole house back there. So we find stuff all the time that they've unearthed. Mostly it's pieces of glass and thick pieces of glass too.
Sure.
So we usually collect it if we see the shiny, so that way nobody eats it. But
we found that teacup.
The tiny little child's teacup, and then a root grew through the handle.
I know, it was adorable.
It was so cute. And there were, we've had a few interesting things, but today we were throwing some wheat straw out there for the chickens to play with, and I found a bell, a tiny little bell that has the little clapper in it too. And I always think that is the coolest shit when I find these old things.
That was them thanking you for the wheatgrass.
That was, my chickens were paying me back.
Or wheat hay.
Because, I love them even though they're little assholes. Runaway chicken. She came back.
She did get out, but every year at this time, one Easter egger gets out of our
Easter eggers are either the smartest, wiliest chickens or the dumbest idiots on the planet.
A little bit of both. It's kind of like they're Mr. Bean, basically.
I think it's the payoff because they lay either blue or green or pink eggs, and they're beautiful. But
dumb as rocks.
Dumb as rocks. Yeah. Or again, wily little coyotes.
But they're full of personality.
Oh, and they're cute little cheeks.
I know.
They look like they have cheeks because they're feathers.
So Evelyn is hungry for understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for her getting out of the library. I equate this very much to Lake Placid. Although she doesn't want to go, but while she's there, she starts buying into the adventure.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
So I kind of equate that to those two things.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar in those ways. They're very book smart. They don't know what they're getting into, but once they do it, they rise to the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. Rick is a man who is capable of great emotional connection once you get him in a place where he feels safe.
Yes. Because you could tell he's been a trapped rat for a while.
Unfortunately, he doesn't feel safe a lot of times.
Yeah. But he's learned how to adapt and how to self-preserve and to keep those around him safe.
Yeah. The thing I like, that this film, despite it having all the inaccuracies, because it is not about being accurate.
No.
It's not trying to be historical, but it suggests that history is very much alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that stories echo across time, because you get to see that at the very first of the film is that echo.
Oh, definitely.
And it brings it to the quote-unquote today, which is 1925, I think.
I keep wanting to say 39, but I'm probably wrong.
No, I think it was 2025. I think 39 was...
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, and then my brain went, "No, that's not that important."
The characters, they have to confront the consequences of choices made before they were ever born. Like you said, the hands that molded that clay pottery, you didn't get a choice on that pottery being made.
No.
But you're there to witness the execution.
Mm-hmm.
So now these people, this group, and not just Rick, Evelyn, Jonathan, and, well, even Benny, but the group of Americans and the people who were basically their servants, all getting killed one at a time or in multiple times or enslaved, because Imhotep, and I think what is his worst crime isn't the killing that he did, because I can justify that saying, well, he was trying to get to where he could get his lover back to life. The most egregious thing that he did in the entire movie was take away the free will of the people in the village.
That
people
is
in the
true.
Town of the city.
When they were at the fort,
He took his own people's, his
ancestral people,
ancestors. Well, he's their
ancestor, but the ancestral people.
Yeah, he took their free will away. Of all the people who should not be taking away their free will, it should not be their own people.
No.
It's enough that the colonials have taken away their free will in many ways.
Yes, and that's the thing is and that's where the classism comes in too. You got, he's going after the Americans, and you can say, oh, well, that's just deserts right there, because they are the colonists who, even though Britain was the bigger offender in that area at the time, the Americans were not much better. Y'all, I don't know how much of the history of mummies you know, but they actually would take mummies. We don't know a lot. There's a lot of the history from Egypt that has been destroyed, not just through wars, what Hitler did. Oh my God, I'm not going to tell you what Hitler did to Egypt. But during this time period that our story takes place, there's a lot of mummies that we will never get a chance to study and learn from, because they were ground down, used as paint, used as drinks. They would, it was like the thing.
It's pretty horrifying.
Yeah. It was like you would have a mummy party, and, it was just, the affluent of that time period really thought that highly of themselves, that they looked down upon even the history of another people, which just makes me disgusted. So there's a lot that we've lost because of this. And, and again, with, having the faces blasted off some of the statues, because we didn't want them to look, being, Hitler, and stealing artifacts, just straight out stealing them, because again, British Museum, which Nazi Germany. And so again, it's these Mayo people who like to look at these things and think lowly. And you see that him going after the white men, who, the white adventurers, almost as just deserts. But then he uses the Egyptian people in the fort and takes over. He basically brainwashes them, or whatever his little spells are.
You don't know what became of them. He basically made them into zombies.
Yes, and they walk through the city, go Imhotep, Imhotep. I want to do this in a crowd of people, guys. I really want to do. I see it online all the time.
I really don't want to do that myself.
I just think it's funny when you see people doing it, because they're doing it usually like as a sheep thing, because they don't want to wait and getting tired of waiting, so it just becomes a thing.
Yeah.
But regardless, that was wrong, because you would think that he would not want to do that to the people that share, his blood in a way.
Yeah, but that is the most egregious thing that I know of that he did. The other things I think are justifiable. There's something I would do if I were trying to save you. Mm-hmm. I could see that. So I can justify those things. I cannot justify that.
Yeah.
That wasn't needed. That was much.
I would do
That was extra.
anything for
I think they call
love,
that bass now. I don't know.
but I won't do that.
Sure.
I won't oppress the people.
So, Rick, he John Woos himself through most of the movie. He loves two guns, and for whatever reason, everyone else does too. I'm not sure why two pistols was a big thing in 1999,
I don't know.
but they are not accurate.
No.
And it is extremely difficult to be accurate with two pistols at the same time.
And I thought one of them had a Webley, and those things aren't even accurate on one.
Sure.
Looking at you, John Barrowman.
And also, I want to know
Jack
who the fuck keeps a stick of dynamite that close to a fire?
I know. He just like leaned over, and there it was.
He rolled and he grabbed a stick of dynamite and lit it in a fire. Now, this was Rick doing that.
Yes.
And this is when the magic...
He Rick rolled.
He did. He Rick rolled into a stick of dynamite. And the Magi were coming around them and were surrounding them.
Yes.
And that's when they backed off the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, the whole time I'm going, why didn't I catch this before? But who the fuck is keeping a stick of dynamite? Only a 1920s cowboy American would do that. And that's who it was. That was the same fire that the Americans were around.
Yes, because, they were rootin' shooting cowboys.
You Americans.
Freaking moron.
Like Jonathan said, you Americans.
Yes. Because they were all like clustered and shooting at the end of the boat. And they were like, Wild West shooting like a saloon fight type of thing. And he just looks at them like, but then they do save him. So then he's like, thank you guys.
You did a great job. But I like that they, at the end, when they're trying to get rid of Imhotep by reading through the Golden Book.
Yes.
I think that is the book that Eddie Murphy's.
The Golden Child.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So I think that it was one of the funniest moments for me when she says, keep them busy. Well, so that she can read this text.
Keep him busy.
And all he's really doing is getting his ass kicked. So he's keeping him busy, sure, but only in getting thrown into walls and stuff.
The other thing I conflated with this movie, and I'm really glad that this part didn't happen, was I kept expecting the Scorpion King to come.
Oh, yeah, no.
That was the second one. That is the worst thing about the second one.
It's so bad. The CGI was bad.
It was bad
even
CGI,
then,
yeah.
Even then, the CGI was bad.
And I'm sorry, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I know that, he has proven himself many, many times over that he is actually a decent actor.
He's great at comedy.
That was the worst thing he ever did.
I know he wants to be action, but he's so good at comedy.
He really is.
He is much like Terry.
Terry Crews, yeah.
Yeah, in the way that he can do comedy, and it just seems to be effortless.
Oh, yeah. Terry Crews is I love him so much, too.
So maybe think about that, Maybe just kind of lean into that.
I kind of need a Terry Crews and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I'm not sure if their attitudes align. I don't know. Maybe.
It could be a buddy comedy I've got it. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want somebody to steal my idea. Okay.
So with that, let's talk about the Castellini test.
Yes. Do you think it's going to pass?
I'm going to hold off. I'm going to see what these questions bring.
I think
and then I will know.
I think it's going to pass.
There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
Well, we do have Evelyn, insert last name, and
Carnahan.
Yes, and we have Ankh Sunamun. Ankh Sunamun does say something. Yeah, does she say 5 lines?
I don't think she says 5 lines.
I don't think she says 5 lines.
I think she just says the one line.
No, doesn't she say something to him? I thought she said something to Imhotep before he kissed her.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they talked a minute before he kissed her.
Okay, well, let's assume that happened.
Okay, so there we go.
So that we can move on.
Yes.
Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
Okay, well, Evelyn has like a metric ton of conversations.
Sure she does.
Not about relationships. So that passes.
But not the other woman.
No, but it says one, not both. It means one or...
those characters. But
we've only ever gone by one, so
okay.
We can't,
I'm not,
you know.
I'm just
that's
saying,
why it wins.
That's what it says. At least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it couldn't reach the same ending.
If Jonathan was written out of the film, it could have still reached the same ending. If Benny was written out of the film, it could.
It couldn't with Jonathan.
Ish.
He had the key. Without the key,
yeah, he would. No, he would.
They never would have even gone on this adventure.
That's the truth. Okay, so Jonathan we could not have gotten rid of, but Benny was just an antagonist. But Evelyn, you needed Evelyn because Jonathan would have just had this fancy little key and not known what it was. Because Evelyn wouldn't. She's the reason why they went on the trip, and because he found the key doesn't mean
I'm going to back it up a little bit more, though, and say it's an oxanum.
Anaxunamun.
I'm never going to get that now. I had it down, then I can't do it now.
It's not Ankh. It is. It's Ankh Sun Namun. Aksunamun. No, I think it's Anaxunamun. No, it's Anksunamun.
It can be both.
It can be both. Y'all.
Anak and Ankh. Anka.
Well, because actually the original, the one who was Tutankhamun's sister/wife is Ankh Es Enamun.
Yeah, sure. So it could be her because without her, none of this would happen.
True.
Without her influence, Imhotep would not have cheated on the pharaoh because he loved them both. And she was the reason why he was trying to get back. He would have just died. He had no reason.
Yeah, he would have just lived his life.
He wasn't doing this for world conquest. He didn't care.
If she wasn't there, he would not have. Yeah, he would have just been all priesting about. He would have just kept on priesting.
There are two women that it could be integral to the plot.
True.
But the first, or the progenitor of that, would be Ankh-Sunamun.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. I'm tired of saying it now.
Ankh-Sunamun.
And so we can say it passes, but with our own addition to this, is it inclusive and how?
So here's the story. No.
This is the rub, though. It is inclusive in a way, racially.
Well, if you want to squint sideways, when Burns, a.k.a. Tuck Watson, a.k.a. David Vickers, has his eyes and tongue removed, he's technically a disabled individual in this movie. And he still has a conversation because he can't see who he's talking to. Sure. And it happens to be the mummy. And sure. Benny is there. But he is being very cordial and he's trying to basically entertain these strangers to him.
Well, and Benny made sure that every religion was represented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the reason why he didn't get eaten was because Imhotep recognized the quote-unquote language of the slaves. So...
he was denominational.
He was.
So, also we have... The issue I have with the inclusivity in this is that while the film is inclusive in having many different... Of course, we've got the actors who are of varying...
Oh, I mean, we have Patricia Velasquez, who's... Velasquez is a Hispanic last name. That doesn't mean she is Hispanic, but we know she is. Is she? Maybe not. I didn't look that up. But she's playing an Egyptian woman, which...
Right, but we also have people who are Middle Eastern in here.
Israeli.
Israeli. Yeah. We have several different types of people in this. Now, it's not LGBTQ inclusive.
No. And there were people who were even darker skinned as the Pharaoh's men,
right,
in the beginning, which makes sense because the parts of Egypt that are on, because it is on the African continent, the Nubian.
People need to know that
Egypt is part of Africa.
Is in Africa.
So it would make sense that there would be soldiers who would be black because they are from, they would be the Nubian part of
Sure.
Egypt and that whole area. Nubia is what I think
It's
it is.
inclusive, but at a price, because we're talking about a lot of colonialism happening in the film. How does it rate when put against Tremors?
Ooh. I'm going to put this, and this is controversial, y'all. If Tremors is a 10, I'm going to put Mummy as 9.
Really?
Yeah, I love this movie. I mean, it's no Tremors, don't get me wrong. But even with its problems...
No, I'm just messing with you. I also believe that it's probably an 8.5 to a 9, so we'll just move it to a 9.
Yeah.
Here's why. When I go to see this movie, or when I come out in here and watch this movie, I'm excited to see it, and it feels good. This is one of the few adventure movies that is also a cozy adventure movie.
Oh, it is a cozy adventure movie.
You feel cozy. I didn't once feel like I was not cozy in it.
Yeah.
And that's definitely like a thing I want it to be, because it's got romance, but not overtly.
Yes.
It has got sweetness and kindness, but not overtly. And it's got a lot of killing, but not gory.
No. They made a point of it not having...
They black out a lot of those things, or go off camera for much of it.
I think...
Shadows show it.
There was a point to not having all of the blood. It was a very, a pointed decision to not have it being bloody and gory like that. So,
I think that we're going to say, it's very close to Tremors.
Oh, definitely.
There are definitely some issues.
But, yes. But I mean... Again, even Tremors had its issues. It's not
we have to look
perfect.
at the context of, it was also 1999, and has it gotten better? It got better for a little bit, and then it got worse.
Yeah.
We tried real hard to get past the racism, and then it just kind of came back like gangbusters.
And didn't they make, didn't Tom Cruise do a Mummy movie?
I'm not discussing that.
No, I can't. Because, I mean, again, I doubt we're going to do many Tom Cruise movies because it just makes me nauseous.
I don't have anything against him personally. I just have everything against that movie.
Well, I have things personally against him.
Sure.
Okay, so if you would like to watch The Mummy, and I'm learning very quickly, my friends, that a lot of what I tell you when it comes to where to watch aren't always the case. So kind of, I'll give you an idea, but you might want to check it out on your own, because things that we see on the internet are saying that these movies are available on certain websites and stuff, and they are not.
Well,
always.
It does change.
It does change.
If they don't update their links, then it's not going to be true.
Yeah. So, I'm giving you a broad stroke, but, hit or miss, folks. So, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Fandango at Home, Tubi, Disney Plus. So I'm assuming that would mean Hulu. Their subscription or $3.99 to rent. But again, check out before.
We definitely did Prime, the $3.99.
Yes.
Because we had no choice. I have the DVD somewhere.
Yes.
It is in the room of holding.
Oh, the demon room. The demon room, which we need
to I'm not going
cleanse.
through that to find one DVD, because if the avalanche starts, it'll never stop.
It's like in the last Harry Potter movie when they're in Gringotts and they're touching they're in one of the vaults, and every time they touch it, it multiplies, and it just keeps avalanching further onto them. That's what I picture of that craft room. And I hate to make a Harry Potter reference, but it wasn't about her. So, just definitely, there's probably some free sites out there too, but you can just double check on your own, just that they're reputable.
I think that was always within their means.
Yes, I know, but I like to say that I am not the voice of knowledge in all cases.
Thank you for joining us for The Mummy, 1999. This has been Cozy Quilt Cinema with Beth and Michelle. We loved having you in our blanket fort as we share the emotional highs and lows that movies can leave lingering within us well after they are over. To keep the feelings going, follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Cozy Quilt Cinema, or send your feedback and personal reflections to cozyquiltcinema@gmail.com. You can always find our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, so please consider subscribing and leave a rating. That will help us grow this community. Thank you very much.
Okay, so here's your clues for next week. This movie has a coffee mug that says, "My house, my rules, my coffee." And this was made for the film, and now you can purchase it. One of the leads in this movie had to create an accent for their character. And they built it based on historian Shelby Foote. And they said it was a mix of Foghorn Leghorn and Christopher Guest in Best of Show, which I thought was funny. This actor also is a huge Liza Minnelli fan and sings one of her songs that she collaborated with Pet Shop Boys for. And lastly, this movie and its working title are both Radiohead songs. So it's really, I think I gave a lot. We've never seen this movie, so this is a first one for us. So, hope you can guess what it is.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking with us through the very long-winded recital of the Mummy, because we just really got into the history of it.
We did. I love history. So, until next time, folks.
But Benny is a dick.
Imhotep.
I went a different way.
I may not be an explorer, or an adventurer, or a treasure seeker, or a gunfighter, Mr. O'Connell, but I am proud of what I am.
And what is that?
I am a librarian.